presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
We are back at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field, looking to pick up a victory. It's been a tough go for the Angels so far on this road trip. Tonight it is game two, the final game of this quick two-game series against the first-place Chicago Cubs. We welcome you inside the friendly confines and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubiza. Now, as far as this road trip goes for the Angels, they've been able to score some runs early. Unfortunately, Gooby, they haven't been able to hold up.
Yeah, Victor, when you think about five-game losing streak, all four on this road trip, they've had to lead throughout. And take a look at our Carlos Cam replay. They've had some big swings early in games to give their pitchers an opportunity to be able to get a lead. Mike Trout, three-run home run first day in Seattle, followed up the next day up in Seattle with a three-run home run. Then Cole Calhoun last night, solo shot in the first inning off of John Lackey. You feel comfortable when you get early leads. Two things come into play when you have the early lead. One, you need those shutdown innings. We have not seen a zero put up after runs scored. And also, you have to add on. You got to separate yourself from your opponent, especially when you're on the road here like they have been the last four. Hopefully, they'll be able to get a lead and add on and put up some zeros to be able to win this game here in Chicago.
Let's see if the offense can get it going against Jason Hamill. Ricky Nolasco's making his second start as a member of the Angels. We're just about ready for baseball here at Wrigley. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Brewhouse Bacon Burger today for limited time only at participating restaurants. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. We welcome you back out to Chicago, and more specifically Wrigley Field. Game 2 of this quick 2-game set. We'll check out Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Angels, who come into this one with a 49-63 mark. Yunel Escobar leading things off at third base. Cole Calhoun at right. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols, the cleanup hitter, at first. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop. Ji-Man Choi in left. Giovanni Soto activated off the disabled list today. He's back in the starting lineup playing catcher. Ricky Nolasco's the pitcher batting eighth, and Gregorio Petit gets a start at second base, and he will bat ninth to take on a 33-year-old right-hander native of Port Orchard, Washington. His name is Jason Hamill.
Hamill's had a solid season this year, 11-game winner for the Cubs. My go-tos to be successful against him have to be that middle power. He's the middle of the field, especially a lot of fastballs and sliders. You see right there, he's going to throw a lot of pitches on the outer part of the plate. Talking about that middle power and keep pressure on throughout. If you score a couple runs early on, we talked about that in the opening, you have to continue to press and score some more runs against Hamill and then the bullpen.
0-1 pitch, grounded to third. That's Javier Baez, the third baseman. Easy throw across the diamond, and there's the first out of the game. Defensively for the Chicago Cubs this evening, got Bryant in left, Fowler in center, Hayward in right. Mentioned Baez in third, Russell at short, Zobrist and Rizzo on the right side of the infield, and Contreras behind the plate.
Yeah, we got two really good shortstops in this game, and Addison Russell has been very good. His 100th start at shortstop this year, 10 errors, has turned 40 double plays for the Cubs this season. So that play up the middle last night, great range and strong throwing arm.
Modified shift with Cole at the plate. The first one's on the corner for a strike. Cole last night 2 for 4. A home run, 1 RBI. 11 home runs on the season now with 55 runs batted in a total of 276 as far as the batting average is concerned. Takes outside.
See Hamill again. He's going to stay away quite a bit. Fastball is going to be 90-94 range, but Sink actually will cut the fastball on occasion. Slider, throws a lot of them. Curveball, changeup.
On the corner. It's 1-2. Halos last night managing just a total of 3 hits. John Lackey going 8 innings. Lackey picking up his 9th win. Weaver suffered the loss. Now 8-9 on the year. Facing a very good Chicago Cubs team, best record in baseball. 1-2 off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And one thing you see from the starting staff of the Chicago Cubs, they all have that ability to throw the backdoor slider, each and every starter, whether it's Hamill, Lackey, Hendrick, Arrieta, or Lester, all throw that backdoor slider. As a hitter, you give up on it, think it's out of the zone, but you bring it back and catch that corner.
Reaching for this one, it's bounced to third. Baez once again, 2 down.
And my Hyundai key for this game, a little comic, a little Chicago flavor, driving me wild. Looking for the Angels to drive the baseball against Hamill when he lets one of those sliders stay up and out over the middle part of the plate. Trout, good numbers in his career against Hamill, 308 batting average, including a home run.
Trout last night 0 for 4. 312 batting average. 21 home runs and 74 runs batted in. Takes just inside. 1-0 count. McKinless in back-to-back games. 0 for 8. He drives this one out toward right center field. Towering shot, playable for Fowler. Moves over. And a 1-2-3 inning for Hamill. Head to the bottom of the first here at Wrigley with no score. Check out Joe Maddon's lineup for the Chicago Cubs, who roll into this one with a 70-41 record, 12 games better than the St. Louis Cardinals in the National League Central. Fowler will lead things off at center field. Chris Bryant got the start at third base last night. He's in left field tonight. Rizzo at first. Zobrist the cleanup hitter at second. Russell the shortstop. Jason Hayward at right. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. Javier Baez gets the start at third. Jason Hamill rounding out that starting nine. Of course, he is the pitcher batting ninth. Take it on Ricky Nolasco. He's making his second start. He's facing his original ball club, a former fourth-round pick of the Cubs once upon a time.
He does have good career numbers against the Cubs, 7-2 with a 2.81 ERA for Nolasco.
33-year-old has pitched this ballpark plenty of times as he gets Fowler to roll this one foul.
And my go-tos for Nolasco to be successful here: work at a quick pace, an east-west mentality. It means pitch in, pitch away throughout this entire game against both the lefties and the righties. Don't worry about going upstairs, east and west on the corners.
1 ball, 1 strike on the center fielder. And the Angels kept off the bases last night. Fowler went 0 for 4. 2 home runs hit by the Cubs. Bryant and Contreras both off Weaver. There's a strike. 1-2.
Nolasco's fastball is going to settle in 88 to 92 range. We'll throw a slider, curveball, and split finger fastball, especially ahead of the count against lefties.
Two. Fowler off the end of the bat to shallow right field. Cole coming in. It'll fall in for a hit. Check out the Angels defensively. Choi, Trout, Calhoun in the outfield from left to right. Escobar and Simmons on the left side of the infield. Petit Pujols on the right with Soto behind the plate.
It's good to see Giovanni Soto back. His 20th start at that catching position has thrown out 29% of base stealers. Might be tested here right away with Fowler at first base, 8 stolen bases, caught 3 times.
Chris Bryant swinging early. Every plate appearance last night takes outside.
Shift on Albert, trying to shield the sun, as just in case Nolasco would throw over to first base. Right there, the sun right in Albert's eyes.
Bryant cuts through this one. Cubs left fielder tonight hitting .284. 28 home runs, 70 runs batted in. Home run was his only hit.
It's a case to throw over quickly by Nolasco, who does have a quick pickoff move. He has 3 pickoffs this year. Ricky Nolasco. He's been right away. Nolasco talked to Pujols about that, and Albert said, just go ahead and throw your normal throw over here.
3 infielders on the left with Bryant out. Off the plate. 2-1 count. Nolasco, 4th round pick in 2001 by Chicago. Traded away in 2005 to the Marlins. The Juan Pierre trade. Dribbler foul. This is his 6th game, 5th start in his career at Wrigley. 12th game, 11th start against the Cubs. Good record too, 7-2 and a 2.81 ERA. But this is a different ball club that I'm sure he has seen throughout his career. Pretty good lead for Fowler at first. A bloop single for him to open up the bottom of the first.
And you wonder if he'll be on the move now in the 3-2 count, even though there's no outs. Looks like he's got a little bigger lead at first.
Anthony Rizzo on deck. Halos went down in order. First inning. Fowler doesn't go, and Bryant rolls it foul. Surprise, Fowler not on the move. Full count.
I would think you, especially because that whole right side of the infield wide open anyhow. So if we pitch away to Bryant, at the very least, could put that ball on the ground that way.
Doesn't go, and he swings and misses on the breaking pitch. One down.
One of those backup breaking balls that look like you should hit as a hitter, but elevated, and the speed of that pitch by Nolasco. Out in front, unable to make contact. That was strikeout number 115 for Chris Bryant. That could be the reason why Joe Maddon did not have Fowler on the move, because of the strikeout. Potential strike him out, throw him out.
Rizzo last night 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles, a couple of runs scored. 29 batting average, 24 home runs, 80 runs batted in for the All-Star.
'61 extra base hits for Rizzo. You can tell, like most hitters on the Chicago team, they're geared up for that first pitch to swing at a fastball. Now Zobrist on deck, a little different. The young guys definitely up there hacking first pitch. They see one they can drive.
Hunter Wendelston calling the balls and strikes tonight. Jerry Lane is over at first base. Stu Sherwater at second. Trip Gibson at third. Snap throw to first base. A good throw and safe. Fowler gets the hand in there.
Real close. Good decision by Soto to fire back there to back pick. Drifting off at a bigger secondary lead, and quick throw. The hand just got in there. On that back part of the base, a longer tag. You see that for Albert. Goes in front of the base. Albert gets him.
Quick conversation. Rizzo's ahead of the count. 2 balls, 1 strike.
This will be the first time these two are working together as Angels. Soto is coming back tonight.
The last guys have faced the Cubs since 2013. That's with the Marlins and the Dodgers that year.
Everyone was wondering where that pitch was. It was pretty much right down the heart of the plate and was not called a strike.
This one's fouled off. A lot of times, though, difficult for umpire. If you want to just talk about that, the catcher's more geared up about the back pick as opposed to the pitch. There's so much movement going on. You don't give the home plate umpire enough time to let that pitch cross the plate.
Yeah, occasionally going to basically was trying to steal a base, and the catcher already in that position to try to throw the baseball to be right down the middle. Sometimes you will not get that call as a strike.
Rizzo skies one to right. Playable for Cole. In on the hands just enough. 2 down. Fowler remains at first. to the speedy center fielder. Leadoff single, still standing at first base. Here's Ben Zobrist. Cleanup hitter at second baseman. Comes in batting .279 with 13 home runs and 57 runs batted in the first year of a 4-year deal. Zobrist last night 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Simmons shading Zobrist toward the middle. On the corner. Zobrist once again fairly consistent, both right and left-handed. .292 right side, .274 from the left side. The powers come from this side of the plate, however. 10 of his 13. From the left. Good off speed. 0-2.
This pitch is very important for Alaska to be able to throw that split finger as his changeup. It's that fastball a little quicker through the zone.
Off the plate. Fowler's on the move. Zobrist rolls this one up the line and he goes foul. Dexter back to first base and a 1-2 count on Zobrist.
Big pitch to be able to be successful on, more than likely, with an all-speed pitch at a 72-mile-an-hour curveball.
Fowler doesn't go this time. Zobrist takes outside, even the count.
That time it looked like Velasco slowed down his delivery as he threw that pitch. He tried to take the speed off it. All pitches, you try to throw it exactly the same arm slot with the same arm speed. The grip will determine the speed of the pitch, whether it's a changeup, curveball, or slider to go along with your fastball.
Full count. Fowler's going to be on the move now. Two outs, no score. Albert playing behind Fowler. He'll take off. 3-2. Zobrist takes ball 4. That pitch missing low. So 2 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Addison Russell coming to the plate.
Certainly not unusual to see that from Zobrist. When you think about what he has done as far as working the walk so far this year, 14.3%. Nice walk percentage in the big leagues. 7th highest. Even when he's behind in the count early on, ended up not chasing anything out of the strike zone and worked the walk.
Russell comes in batting .243, fouls this one at the plate. 26th pitch by Ricky Nolasco here at the bottom of the first.
Fourteen of them of the 26 in the strike zone, 12 so far out. Especially ahead of the count, way ahead of the count against Zobrist. It's a couple times in this first inning for Nolasco. That curveball stayed on the inner half of the plate. He got away with it against Chris Bryant. He's getting a strikeout on it, but it's a dangerous spot to miss in, especially in this ballpark against a right-handed batter.
Russell backing out. Fowler, good speed over at second base. Zobrist at first. Nolasco really just slowed everything down here.
What I said about working that quicker pace today is important for him.
And that is driven out to center field. Trouton racing back, and he will run it down as he steps out of the track for the third out. Russell gave it a ride, but Trout's speed is able to catch it. We'll head to the second, scoreless. I want to remind you, get your red on as the Angels take on the Seattle Mariners on Monday, August 15th, 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a Panama golf hat courtesy of San Diego Zoo Safari Park while supplies last. Angels.com/promotions to get your tickets. Nolasco threw 28 pitches in the first. Hamill threw 9 to record 3 outs. They'll face Pujols, Simmons, and Choi here in the Angels half of the second.
We're seeing a similar pattern to what we saw from John Lackey last night. A lot of pitches away. And what that allows you to do as a hitter is just track that outer half of the plate, think in terms of letting that baseball travel and drive the ball to right center field as a right-handed batter. Don't try to pull it.
Top part of the strike zone, 2-1.
It's back-to-back breaking balls, upper part of the strike zone against Albert. So often when you throw that pitch as a pitcher, that baseball is traveling a long way against you.
Down low, full count. Albert last night 0 for 3. Just 3 hits. Cole had 2. G-Man Choi had an infield base hit. That was it. Payoff on the way. Albert reaching for the off speed. Fouls it off.
Albert, 28 career home runs in this ballpark.
He pulls this one toward third and glove by Javier Baez. Short hop thrown, and Rizzo able to get the foot on the bag. What a play by the youngster at third base, robbing Pujols of a base hit.
Well, you can't hit a baseball any harder than Albert did right there, but Baez, quick reactionary play. With a good prep step, and this is a rocket. It's by him. Almost looked like what a goalie would make as far as a slap shot making a save, and the throw over, and Rizzo able to get that foot on the base eventually. See how hard this baseball is hit, and it is absolutely by him. Baez, what a play.
Simmons fouls the first one for strike one. I realize how hard that is to redirect the glove. I mean, it doesn't appear as if his eyes are following the baseball in the glove. But in order for you to react that way as you go dive and raise the glove up to make the catch, you clearly saw the ball redirect, and you made that decision to go up.
And
with the glove.
how quick your reflexes must be to make that play.
One. Simmons shoots one out to right field. Hayward drifting back on it is there. 2 down.
That had to be over 100 miles off the bat, you would think. The way Albert hit that one.
101 miles per hour off the bat, according to StatCast.
Wow. Some kind of reactions. What a play that was. Part of that young, talented group the Cubs have.
G-Man Joe's batting average at 174, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. G-Man back out in left field. It's just a matchup situation with a righty on the mound. Joy getting the start in place of Jeffrey Marte, right-handed batter.
You can see 4 right-handed starters in Cleveland also.
Ground ball to first. Rizzo will flip it to Hamill. 6 up, 6 down for the big right-hander. We'll head to the bottom of the second, scoreless. Tonight, Tuesday, August 16th, Angels taking on the Mariners at 7:05. Angels.com/Ducks. Again, an exclusive ticket package that includes a ticket to the game and a co-branded hat. Angels.com/Ducks for more details. Ricky Nolasco threw 28 pitches in that first inning, 15 strikes, 13 balls. And facing 5 batters, he'll face Jason Hayward to lead off the second. First one's up and away. Hayward has struggled this year. Had a 1-for-4 game last night. Celebrating his 27th birthday yesterday as he drives this one out to right field. Cole back pedals onto the track, puts it away for the first down.
Pretty good swing for Hayward, who's got good career numbers against Nolasco. 348 batting average. 23 at bats. Stayed back on that one well, drove it, but Cole able to run it down.
Wilson Contreras coming up. Contreras homered yesterday. His only hit of the game. Same thing, 6 of the last 7 now. Takes up and away. Got around that breaking ball a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, that's one of those dangerous breaking balls. A couple he's already thrown in this game for Ricky Nolasco. They want to make sure you stay on top of those pitches.
Well, when you get those starts where you start kind of throwing the old cement mixers, anything you could do to get back on top of that?
In between innings, that's when you just force yourself to make sure when you get those extra throws, maybe just instead of throwing a few more fastballs, just work on getting on top of your curveball and slider.
Get off speed.
That's a little better on that one. Because it's all about a field pitch, especially for a slider. You think in terms of throwing a football. So you stay on top, and just that quick wrist turn at the end. So correct that slider quickly.
Jammed him. Rolls it foul. Count still at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ricky's one of those guys too that falls off to the first base side, so you can see if you're a little quick with that, that means your arm's going to drag. Yeah. It's difficult to stay on top.
Anytime that front shoulder opens up, that elbow will drop, and that's going to create that action with your wrist. You're not able to stay on top of the baseball.
Contreras punches one to right field. Cole moves back on it. 2 down.
And with Javier Baez coming to the plate, made an outstanding defensive play. It's one of our kind of helpful moment of the game. Albert thinking he's got a base hit, but Baez, what a play. 101 miles an hour off the bat by Albert Pujols. Catches that baseball by him and flips it over to first base to Rizzo to get the out at first base. What a play. What a reaction.
.277 batting average with 11 home runs and 42 runs batted in for Baez. This is his 95th game. Over first round pick, 9th overall selection out of high school in Jacksonville, Florida in 2011. He's 23 years of age.
Again, got around that breaking ball. There's at least 3 curveballs inner part of the plate and upstairs against right-handed batters for Ricky so far in the game. Well, did a real good job. That balance right there over the pitching rubber was outstanding by Nolasco. His front shoulder stayed in well, got on top of that breaking ball and hit his spot.
Check swinging went around. And a 1-2-3 inning for Nolasco. 2 in the books in Chicago. Still scoreless.
talking about NL Rookies of the Year in Cubs history. Billy Williams and Hubs, Jerome Walton, Kerry Wood, Giovanni Soto back in 2008, Chris Bryant last year for the Chicago Cubs.
Soto hit .285 with 23 home runs, 86 RBIs in that Rookie of the Year campaign. Angels battery tonight. Both original Cubs selections. Giovanni, 11th round in 2001. He's behind in the count here. No balls, 2 strikes. Activated off the disabled list. Had a sore right knee. Second stint on the DL this year. Meniscus surgery. First time around. He shoots this one to second. One hopper to Ben Zobrist. One down. Angels option Carlos Perez to AAA after the game last night to make room for Giovanni.
Talked about that today with Mike Scioscia earlier around batting practice time about Carlos Perez. He was really happy what he was doing behind the plate as far as catching the baseball, framing pitches, and throwing the ball very, very well as far as throwing out base stealers. It's one of those numbers games. Giovanni Soto has been swinging the bat well when healthy this year.
One ball, no strikes on Ricky Nolasco. Nolasco, 136 hitter throughout his career, 12 doubles, a home run, 26 RBIs. He's ahead of the count at 3-0. Mike Scioscia bats the pitcher in the 8th spot, playing in National League ballparks. And there's a 4-pitch walk. Respect.
As well you should for the pitcher.
I don't know about that, but
hey,
anyway,
hey.
You hear a smattering of boos because Cubs fans know that you shouldn't be walking the pitcher on 4 straight. Unless maybe it's Bumgarner.
Adam Wainwright's hit some home runs this year.
Greinke, when he's healthy, swings the bat well.
Yes.
Other than that, all fastballs last night, right?
Yes,
Between
it
Lackey
was.
and Weaver.
Yes, it was.
Is Gregorio Petit getting to start tonight at second? Pennington got the start there last night. First one's for a strike. .282 average for Gregorio. 12 doubles, a couple of home runs, 15 RBIs. One ball, one strike. Hamill's been hot of late. He's had a good season. This is his 11th home start. He's been real good at home, but his last 5 starts overall, 4-0 and a 1.86 ERA and a whip of under 1. Guy that'll be a free agent at the end of the year. This one's rolled foul. It's on a 2-year deal prior to last year.
Yeah, the Angels have had success against him. It's a 1-3 mark. ERA over 6. You can see by Hamill's hair right there and hat, it is pretty hot here tonight.
Hot and muggy.
Yes.
Top of the order, and Escobar on deck. Nolasco over at first. Looking to 1-out walk. Team fouls it back. Hamill originally a Rays draft pick, 10th round in 2002. Mike Lackey has pitched better at home than he has out on the road. 2.24 ERA in those 10 starts here, Ricky. Gregorio uncommitted, goes through that one. 2 down.
Slider from Hamill. Trying to track that slider going down in a way, similar plane. as a fastball.
Just looked like Petit, a little bit of a grimace there after that swing. I don't know if he got on the foul, did something, but walks back to the dugouts. 2 outs. Second strikeout for Hamill. Cardinal first. Escobar on an appeal, did not go. Dinello for 1. He grounded out his first at bat.
Struggling in the month of August, but had an outstanding month of July. 352 batting average for Escobar. He's had a great season at the plate.
For his last 25, including tonight.
And we look for a fastball, probably away. And most every pitch so far inside of a 2-seamer. He's going to try to go in now. That's the thing that's difficult as a pitcher when you're away a lot, whether it's a fastball or slider, even curve. And the thought process is if you're going in, you worry about letting that baseball drift out over the plate. That was a non-committed fastball inside there.
Yeah, it's more about conviction or lack thereof than it is stuff, right? And he's hacking 3-0, and he pulls a single through the left side. So the Angels have 2 on with 2 outs.
Trademark for Mike Scioscia's clubs over the years with the Angels, to given that green light, the trust that you will swing at a pitch, you could do some damage.
Now 4 for 10 on the season on 3-0 counts. So Cole with an opportunity to put the Angels on the board here early. We're in the 3rd. 2 outs. Calhoun a ground down at his first AB. Outfield straight around. Infield, especially on the left side, more of a shift toward the middle. Not an overshift like we've seen all season on Cole. Hits this from the second. Zobrist to the backhand. We'll go to first. Trout left on deck. Angels get 2 on and leave them stranded. We head to the bottom of the 3rd with no score. Score as we welcome in Tim Salmon, who's down the first base line. And Tim, I'm glad you finally made it to Wrigley Field. And besides obstructing the view of the fans behind you, what are you bringing to the table tonight?
Well, I tell you what, some things are standing out to me right now. Every seat in this house is amazing. I mean, you are right on top of the field. And the second thing, I haven't been this close to the ball field in so long. I mean, the speed of the game is really surprising to me right now.
Hey, be alive. You got a right-handed batter. It's a pitcher that's up.
Yeah. Heads up.
Oh,
heads
watch out. First pitch swinging.
Well, we've often said they are the best athletes, so you're pretty much secure over there, Tim, at that point.
Yeah. No doubt.
Velasco much better second inning, facing 9-1-2 for the Cubs here in the third.
Hey, Tim, even getting back to our hitters against Hamlin, he's thrown a lot of pitches away. As a hitter, do you just sit there and track away and think in terms of using the ball, hit the ball the other way against him and not even worry about the inside part of the plate?
Well, I think so, especially because he has that slider as well. And, you know, 6 of his 9 outs have been ground ball outs, so that tells you he's working down in the zone. He's got some good tilt on the ball. I had an interesting conversation with Joe Madden about Jason Hamlin before the game, and he said his fastball command's been super. He said, but, you know, the outstanding numbers he has here at Wrigley Field, he says, really has more to do with the fact that this ballpark is really played more as a pitcher's park in his starts than as a hitter's park. So I think that was really interesting from the manager. And he also said that he's been able to kind of keep him on a little bit of a short leash as his outings have gone out. Last year he let him extend himself a little too far, and he always seemed to get in trouble late in the game. And now he's been able to, you know, he's pulling him out a little bit earlier than he would have last year, and that's just mainly because he has a tendency to maybe lose some gas later in the game.
Yeah, we talked with Jim Deshaies, who does the television for the Cubs, and they talked about the ballpark effect this year, more of a neutral ballpark. Everyone thinks about Wrigley Field and the friendly confines, the ball flying out of the ballpark, but whatever it is, the winds or what have you, even in the summertime, the ball just hasn't flown out like it has in years past.
Well, and if you look at all the starters in this Cubs staff, they all have great numbers here at home.
Yeah.
So I think that is playing true. I had a conversation with one of the players, and we were talking about the scoreboards. If you wonder if those big scoreboards have had any effect on the winds, and maybe not so much the wind that's coming in, but, you know, any of the, you know, the swirls that would take the ball out.
Even the bleachers much larger as well.
Yes.
Fowler goes down looking.
Hey, Tim,
round number 2.
I saw you had an opportunity when you got here yesterday to walk out in the outfield. And as an outfielder, when you think of this ballpark with the wall out there and the ivy, how difficult as an outfielder would it be when you get close to that warning track to know that, hey, if I run into that wall, there could be some serious damage? Does that affect how you play your position in the outfield?
It does, you know, but as every outfielder came up in the minor leagues, and in the minor leagues you always have these kinds of fields that you just can't go into that wall very hard, and that's why you have to do your homework. And, you know, personally, I would go out during batting practice and I would count my steps. I would want to know, when I was going full speed, how many steps do I have before I get to that wall once I heard the track? And I think you just have to do that. It's part of your homework as an outfielder. And I think for Cole Calhoun, who's a guy who's usually playing deep, I mean, he's looking over his right shoulder and he's seeing a right center field gap that's right in his back pocket. And that's a lot different than what he's used to playing with in Anaheim.
Ball and a strike on Chris Bryant. Rolls it foul. It's 1-2.
By the way, you're doing a good job down there, Tim, as far as maybe getting a strike out the side here.
I know. We're getting a quick inning here. That's going to be good for the Angels.
Oh, you just whammied it. Thanks. Thanks.
I got confidence in you, Tim.
Hey,
I'm looking for a breaking ball to get a swing and miss here for you.
When you're done here, go down to the dugout and pack up the bats too, will you?
Yeah. You know, I tell you what, I've been really impressed with Nolasco right now from here. His ball comes out of his hand quick. He's one of those guys that's kind of slow in his delivery, a little bit more deliberate, but the ball jumps out with that fastball. He's only thrown 88 to 91, but it looks harder from the side for me.
He's had some issues with the breaking ball, but he's settled down this inning. And Bryant pulls one out toward left field. G-Man Joy moving over, and this one is going to go one hop off the fence. Bryant with a 2-out double.
And that's that wall there in the alleys. When you think about it, you see 368 a little bit further down, but I was talking to Mike Soch today, right around those marks on the wall. It's about 350 to the power alleys, both in right and left field. Tim, how would you like to hit in this ballpark, by the way?
I would love to. I was talking to Albert about it. He says the Under Armour signs in both left center and right center, that's where the ball jumps if you can keep it a little bit lower. So that's exactly where Chris Bryant hit that. You know, Chris Bryant, his last at bat, struck out on some sliders, and this is the maturity in a young hitter that you'll see in a guy like this. He'll look at a slider or a curveball that he struck out in his first at bat and says, all right, this guy thinks he can get me out of this, I'm going to sit on it, and that's what he hit right there, a nice slider. And this, for a young player, he really has a lot of maturity, much like Mike Trout.
There's Rizzo with 2 outs and a man in scoring position. He will take a strike. Rizzo had a fly ball out at his first at bat Velasco jammed him. You talk about a talented young hitter. Here's one here, Fish.
Yes.
And Anthony Rizzo with a lot of power.
You know, and he really became an RBI guy just in the last couple of years. I think he hit the 100 RBI mark a year ago. And, you know, talking to Joe Madden, he's really taken to some of Joe's preachings about putting the ball and play with 2 strikes, B-hacking. You know, the B-hack, choke up on the end of the bat a little bit. And he mentioned Rizzo, just how much of a difference it's made in helping him compete deeper in the counts.
Oh, 2. Breaking ball, nice block by Soto.
Yeah, Tim, this is a team last year that struck out quite a bit, but yet they had so much success because they could hit the long ball. I mean, in Joe's opinion, you talked to him today, Tim, I know that on the pregame show, does he feel that this team is more compatible to face a team that during the postseason potentially that has strikeout pitchers, that this team could be successful and have a longer run in the postseason?
Well, he said at the All-Star break, that was one of the conversations he had with his hitters is, hey, we came out of spring training, we had a concerted effort about putting the ball and play with 2 strikes. We did really well the first half, but we started kind of getting away from that right before the break, and he wanted to remind them, hey, you got to stay to the course, because he knows down the stretch the hitters that can grind out those tough at-bats against the tough pitchers and put the ball in play are the ones that are going to come out more successful in the end.
This is hit to the right side, diving and not able to knock it down as Petit. Bryant will come in to score, and it's 1-0 Chicago.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about right there. Tough 2-strike approach, put the ball and play hard.
Petit playing so deep into that second base position is able to knock it down, but not able to keep it in front of him to prevent Bryant from scoring. Good effort, though, by Petit to knock it down, but gets away from just enough to allow the Cubs to score the first run of the game. You can see he's upset because he's a guy that believes a lot in his defense. Good effort, but just got away from as Rizzo picks up another RBI.
Well, a little note on that, too. I mean, Petit's used to taking grounders off dirt, and he's that far back in the grass. Now he has to, you know, account for the fact that the way the grass is mowed, that ball's going to bounce a little bit, and it might not stay down like it would on the dirt, and it didn't stay down on it.
I'm not sure that he gets Rizzo at first, but what it does do, if he is able to knock it down and keep it close, it keeps Bryant at third base.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's 1-0. 1-0 count to Zobrist. That'll leave it up to count.
Yeah, you mentioned that, Tim. As an outfielder, we see these outfield grasses cut different ways. It looks good visually on TV, but as an outfielder, though, it is a little bit different when it's cut different directions, isn't it?
It is, and you used to see a lot more checkerboard patterns, and those were the most difficult ones because the grass was laying one way and the other, and the ball would actually kind of snake on you because of it. But now you're seeing, like the outfield here, you're seeing nice stripe patterns going out to the outfield, so that if the ball is rolling towards an outfielder, like let's say Cole in right field, hopefully it stays in that one lane with all the grass laying that one direction. So I think a lot more outfielders in the last few years have started telling their ground crew guys, hey, I know you want it to look pretty, but we got to find another way to make it look pretty because I got to be able to charge this ball and field it cleanly.
Zobrist chops it to the right side. Glove by a diving Albert Pujols. He'll take it himself for the third out. Fish, we appreciate it. Nice job, man.
Hey, thanks. Good luck to you guys out there.
You got it. Cubs get on the board as we head to the fourth. It's 1-0 Chicago. Trout to lead things off. He'll be followed by Albert Pujols and then Andrew Simmons. Angels with one hit, and that was Yunel Escobar's base hit with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Count 0 for 1. A fly ball out to right center field that was tracked down by Fowler at his first at bat. Now 0 for his last 10. He will take a strike.
Run that fastball in for effect. Now for Hamill at this point, a fastball back in will probably jam Trout. More likely will go back away. So he's going back in again. Because as a hitter, the scouting report is you're going to look away. I've always felt if you throw a fastball in, you almost have to at some point be able to back it up with another fastball in.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hitters generally always look away after a fastball that's a little bit off the inside part of the plate.
Full count.
Not be surprised if Trout got a breaking ball here from Hamill. 328 batting average versus breaking balls for Trout this season.
This is pulled through the left side. No. Glove by diving Russell. Gets up quickly but unable to get Trout. And now it goes an infield base hit.
And so often we talk about the way they swing the bats and pitch the baseball, but this defense, what we've seen in this 2-game series, some great range in the infield. Russell, to get to that baseball, you're not going to throw out Trout on a ball like that, but still the athleticism and the ground that Russell has covered in this series so far has been pretty amazing. Baez made an unbelievable play against Albert in Albert's first at bat.
Albert 0 for 1 with that sharp ground out to Baez. Take a breaking ball for a strike.
Base dealer's been successful 10 of 11 attempts against Hamill. Not be surprised to see Trout on the move. Contreras throws the ball very well behind the plate, but Hamill's time to the plate not real quick. I always felt, especially as a pitcher with that closed position he's in the stretch position, a longer throw over the first base. He does have 2 pickoffs this year. As you can see, he has his stance in the stretch. It's a closed one, so it's a longer throw. The first allows you as a base runner to get maybe a half a stride, a little bit longer of a lead. See right here, Al, he's closed.
Albert fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes.
Quick pitched him on that one. Albert a little late. Teaching some high school pitchers that, you know, the ability to try to slow down a running game against you, holding the baseball. But I've seen a couple pitchers over the years with this kind of a stance in the stretch position, more of a closed one like you see sometimes with hitters. It's a longer throw to first.
Called strike 3. Albert knew it. 1 down.
2-seam action. Starts it away, runs it back in and catches the corner. Framed very well by Contreras behind the plate. Expect some sort of action right here with Simmons at the plate and Trout at first. Trout with 17 stolen bases. That's a pretty good sized lead right there. It's been caught twice. think because of that throwing motion, a longer throwing motion at first, it's allowed Trout to get a little bit bigger lead than normal.
Simmons fouls the first one. Anderson 0 for 1 with a flyout.
In this part of the order, when you put them all together as far as combined home runs for the Angels, this part of the order from Simmons down, this 10 home runs is. So you would think Mike Scioscia's going to force the issue here to try to put runners in motion to be able to create a run here instead of sit back for the long ball.
This is punch to right field, a base hit. Trout will advance to second and stop there as Hayward gets the baseball back in. So the Halos have multiple base runners on board for the first time tonight. And Ji-Man Choi coming up. Choi 0 for 1. He grounded out to Rizzo in his first at bat. Two on and one out. 1-0 Chicago. We're in the fourth. Did not go. Choi lifts one down the line. Chris Bryant moving over. And will make the play. 2 down.
Good play by Bryant, who's bounced between third and left field. Trout laughing with him, saying, "Yeah, I was thinking about tagging up against you." And Bryant's like, "No, I don't think you will." The best young superstars in the game, Trout, Bryant.
Soto is swinging a miss. First pitch breaking ball. Giovanni grounded out sharply to Zobrist in his first at bat.
Hamlin's been very good in this scenario. There's only 182 against him with runners in scoring position and 2 outs this year.
Giovanni playing his 23rd game with the Angels. One upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Halos trying to answer the Cubs' run in the bottom of the third. Rizzo with an infield base hit scored Bryant.
Certainly with the pitcher Nolasco on deck doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a 3-1 fastball here.
Runners go, and it's a strike. Full count. Interesting. Now you've got 2 runners in scoring position.
See how that times the play very slow as far as delivery. Hamill. Now you've created that open base, and that's why you're having a quick conversation with Contreras and Hamill with Nolasco on deck. You would think he would expand the strike zone and not challenge him with a fastball, more likely a breaking ball or a fastball off the plate. Contreras setting way off the plate in the left-handed batter's box.
Fouls this one into the seats.
Well, it was interesting where Contreras was set up literally in the left-handed batter's box. See where he's set up. That fastball drifted towards the plate enough. Soto was able to make contact with it. See if he goes back out way outside again. There he is, way out there.
And he walked him. So they're loaded up for Nolasco.
And this is a big difference why you see as far as total runs scored for American League clubs as compared to National League clubs when the pitcher comes up in these scenarios.
Yeah.
Or the hitter like Soto there is going to have to really expand his strike zone to make contact. So a lot of those pitchers are going to be off the plate.
Takes a strike. Nolasco in his career 3 for 16 with the bases loaded.
And he's looking for something on the inner half of the plate. He's already opened up the hips, stepping towards the third base side. Batter's box. Stepping in the bucket there. And your one chance in this spot for most pitchers that are hitting in this scenario is something on the inner half of the plate.
Little cue shot up the line. Contreras fires to Rizzo, and the Angels leave him loaded. That was a missile over to first.
Yes, it was.
Coming into the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Chicago.
Ram trucks. Wilson Contreras showing off that power arm. He fires it over to Anthony Rizzo. Got to be ready for that throw. Wow, serious gas on that arm from Contreras. Rizzo now knows he better pay attention a little bit quicker when that throws over the first base on a slow roller or a bunt with Contreras behind the plate.
Well, with the pitcher running, I think Contreras wanted to make sure that he got the ball over there quickly.
Well, again, what did we say about fantastic athletes?
Yeah. Something like that. Bottom of the 4th inning. Russell, Hayward, and Contreras coming up from Chicago. Ricky Velasco's thrown 61 pitches. Cubs had a little 2-out rally last inning to score their 1 run. Addison Russell's 0 for 1. Lines went out to Trout. Straightaway center field in his last at bat. And he skies one foul. Four strikeouts for Nolasco, 1 walk. Check swing, bouncer back to the mound. 1 down.
Break ball once again. Gets it out for Ricky Nolasco.
What's your favorite right there as a pitcher?
Oh, well, I not that I necessarily was known as a real nice person on the mound, but I'd love to see the runner get down a little bit closer towards the base.
Oh, you would wait?
Yeah, I wait a little bit. Just for fun.
Used to barehand those ground balls?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Just for fun?
No, would not do that.
Really show them up?
No.
You never caught one barehanded?
You know what? I rarely remember that. No, I remember a lot of other things, but never using the bare hand, unless I had to protect myself.
Right.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. But I did like to wait till they got closer to the base before I throw it down.
Did you ever yell at them while they were running? You could neither confirm nor deny.
My buddy said, "Hey, good swing."
1 ball, 2 strikes on Hayward. Fly down his first time up.
Just like a hitter on occasion, when they hit a home run, a long one out, might have said a few things back. So it was fair game. The fun parts of competing in baseball.
Breaking pitch rolled over to Pujols. 2 down.
Another reason why when you cover first base as a pitcher, you got to that corner of the base and you veered in towards the field of play. Because otherwise you put yourself in a bad position as a runner going down the line, just in case they wanted to remind you of the time where you took your time throwing the first base.
That angle that pitchers now take certainly is much different than what we were brought up believing.
Yeah, remember this, you almost go right down the line.
Yeah, you go, what, 10, 15 feet in front of the bag and then up the line. And
exactly, hit that corner and veer in.
Yeah.
Now they just go that straight line towards the base.
This one's out toward right field, hit pretty well. Contreras chasing Cole back, and with his back near the wall, puts it away. And Velasco has himself a 1, 2, 3, 4. We head to the 5th. Angels down 1-0. Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru. We believe in making the world a better place. That's why we donate to causes we care about. By El Pollo Loco, try the new overstuffed quesadillas today. And by Nissan. On your mark, get set, save during Nissan's Bottom Line Summer Event. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Warburg United, Chicago. The Angels trying to salvage a 2-game split. They dropped the opener last night and trailed this one 1-0. As we start the 5th. The tee to swing and a miss. 9-1-2 for the Halos. Jason Hamm has given up just 3 hits. Both teams 3 hits on the night. Petit 0 for 1. Strikeout victim in his first at bat.
So a slider and curveball in the sequence so far. .66 pitches thrown for Hamill into the 5th inning here. He's averaged 69.9 pitches per start. Second lowest as far as starting pitchers, the amount of pitches thrown in a start on the average this year. Joe Maddon has been very protective of Jason Hamill, especially once you get to that certain point in the game where that slider may flatten out and become more hittable.
Ground ball to short. One down.
Escobar coming to the plate. The key for this game, driving me wild. Time to drive that slider or fastball out over the plate to get some opportunity to score some runs. Escobar with a base hit already.
Escobar 1 for 2. Base hit his last at bat. This is back up the middle, and it's a multi-hit game for you now.
You said that a few times this year, haven't you? A multi-hit game for Escobar. He runs his fastball in on his hands inside the baseball, just enough to hit that one right back up the middle. Very good on all-speed pitches, but also with fastball, especially when you're able to run one inside like that. You still bring your hands inside the baseball and hit that ball hard enough to get it through that infield middle part. This is his 40th multi-hit game season for Escobar.
Cole tonight 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Takes a strike.
Sounds of the bugs in the Midwest.
It's a good sound to it.
Oh, yeah. Not quite as loud as the Blue Angel when it flew over ahead in Safeco. But pretty loud.
That was legit. Cole goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
Good breaking ball once again ahead of the count. Able to expand the strike zone and gets a swing and miss against Cole. Trout been patient the first pitch. Hamill's throwing a breaking ball and then a fastball the second one. Look for Trout if it's a fastball first pitch to be aggressive on the very first one he sees.
Trout 1 for 2 with a fly out and a base hit. First pitch, a strike and quick throw by Contreras. Oh, 1. Trout fouls it back. Those are cicadas that you hear, or might just be one.
Or a pterodactyl or something like that.
Pterodactyl. Just in
Flying
case.
around. Yeah.
The old cicadas. Now remains at no balls, 2 strikes.
That's a pretty good hack at an 0-2 pitch for Trout. You can always notice when Trout, because that batting average when he's behind in the count is so high, 320, chokes up on the bat. He's looking to put the ball in play. See right there, choking up just to make sure it's a little bit easier to make contact.
Called strike 3. That pitch was nowhere near the zone. Hunter Wendelstedt rings up Trout. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th with the Angels down 1-0. The call by Hunter Wendelstedt. Here's a look at it once again.
See where Contreras catches that baseball too, and it's a little bit closer when it crosses the plate, but certainly where Trout tracked that, was shocked that was called a strike. He's basically saying that ball was down and in.
Bias, Hamill, and Fowler. It's Rick and Alasko. Bias a strikeout victim in his first at bat. Four strikeouts for Ricky. Bias to reach for it. No balls, 2 strikes. Alasko certainly settled down. Struggled in that first inning with 28 pitches. No damage though. Able to 2-out run in the third. That's the only scoring so far in this game. And that is drilled out towards center. Towering shot. Trout at the wall will make the catch.
Yeah, you got to worry about that overhang too.
The basket.
Yes. Got back to the wall there. We talked about those vines and that cement wall, but then you have that basket, that overhang. Trout back to that warning track as the field for exactly where he's got to try to leap up. Able to catch that fly ball that was hit very well.
He just hit it too high. This one's punched to right field. Jason Hamill reaching out and touching someone. Picks up the single here. A little flare.
He's had a pretty good year offensive. 224 batting average with 7 RBIs.
Man on for Fowler. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Fowler 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. It's away. Hamill's going to advance to second.
Breaking ball, the spin action when it gets to the dirt and the plate area, gets away from Soto. And it's all about timing too as a catcher, as far as getting a lot of playing time, learning and reacting on spin, on breaking balls in the dirt to try to keep it in front of you. A difficult task.
Ground ball, and that is past Escobar. It'll bring in the second run. Fowler will turn, head to second. It was an RBI double, 2-0 Chicago.
Multi-hit game for Fowler today. Pitch, stayed back, a little two-seam fastball that had lateral action instead of sink action. He gets it by Escobar right down that third base line for a double. 21st double for Fowler.
Dexter Fowler now 7 for 15 against the Angels this year. Double is 21st. The RBI is 37th. Here's Chris Bryant. That was the first one off. He had a big hack. He doubled his last at bat. He was 1 for 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. Double for Bryant, his 26th. He's got Fowler at second. Shift on, the breaking ball smothered.
I think when you look at with Bryant, I always think in terms of more of a pull hitter you see with the infield shift on, but his power, a lot of his power is the right center field. As you can see, Trout shading a little bit towards right center field in the center field position. But Bryant does have very good power that way.
Just off the plate. 3-1 count with Rizzo on deck. Alaska been on such a groove. Now with Ben on, really slowing things down again. 3-1 on the way. Bryant hits one out to center. Trout racing back once again. It's going to stay in the yard. Fowler will tag. He'll head to third. 2 down. So here's Rizzo. Cubs up 2-0. We're the 5th. Infield playing Rizzo to shift, to pull. There's a strike.
RBI for Rizzo. Nice block there by Giovanni Soto. One thing about Anthony Rizzo, as far as his hot zone, as far as driving the ball, very good batting average on middle pitch. You see that 449 batting average, also 379 middle away. Difficult time upstairs, and certainly down and in. He's had a tough time with high pitches. 164 combined batting average, also 179 on that inside pitch. So middle and away, elevated. Very difficult to get him to swing and miss through that. Part of the reason why you think you can get high pitches by him, where he holds his hands as he prepares to swing the bat. I always felt as a pitcher, when you see a hitter with his hands in this position, that you could try to elevate against him. You have to be super quick to be able to bring your hands up and get a high pitch. Starts it up high, and then he brings it down as you see him bring it down their lower part of his body as he's preparing to swing the bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A lot of these young Cub hitters on top of the plate. Starts with Fowler. Bryant's the same way. Rizzo's all over the plate. They all seem to have pretty good plate coverage on both sides.
It's been hit 14 times.
Breaking ball, and that's out toward right center field. Trout moving back on it is there. He's busy this inning. Cubs out a run. We head to the 6th. Halos down 2-0.
baseball. One of the very good, solid players in baseball. And great guy also. Prince Fielder is not cleared to play medically. Had neck surgery on July 29th. Exact same number of career home runs as his dad. 319 career. Take a look at our game break from down in Miami. Brandon Crawford continues to swing the bat exceptionally well. Home run, a solo shot. The only run of the game as the Giants beat the Marlins 1-0. That was just coming off a couple days ago in which Crawford had 7 hits in a game, 7 for 8 in an extra inning win for the Giants against the Marlins.
Albert Pujols leads things off here against Jason Hamill with the Angels down 2-0. Pujols, Simmons, and Choi 4, 5, and 6. Check swing bouncer up the line, and that is a fair ball. Jason Hamill picks it up alertly. It's a smart play by the pitcher. And he waited for Rizzo to get through. That ball was going foul. 1 down.
Especially when you're facing a guy like Albert Pujols, you get an opportunity to get an out, get that as quick as possible. Just that baseball was going to roll foul. Got it right on the chalk. And that, judging from this field, that's going to roll foul. In Anaheim at the Big A, that would have stayed fair for sure.
Andrelton 1 for 2. Base hit his last time up, punching a single to right. Angels leaving one loaded in the 4th. Pitches for Hamill, 53 of it strikes.
Here, 3-1-2.
Ground ball toward third, foul. Halos trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Dropped the final game of the homestand. Swept in Seattle, dropped last night's, trailing this one. Simmons goes down looking for the second out.
Off the outside corner also. And our Fox tracks his fastball by Hamill. It's a little bit off the outside corner again. Contreras brings it back and gets the call.
Strikeout number 5 for the righty.
3 of them looking. But 9 ground ball outs by Hamill in this game. That's why you have good numbers in Wrigley Field to be able to get a ground ball. Fly ball type pitcher, a difficult ballpark to have a low ERA.
G-Man Choi 0 for 2. Counting up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. G-Man bouncing one back to the mound. Hamill's got it. Halos down in order very quietly here in the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Still 2-0 Cubs. 6th inning. Ducks fans wonder what your team has been up to this offseason. Well, Fox Sports West has you covered tonight. Stay tuned after our game as Kent French and Guy Bear catch you up on all things Ducks on the Ducks Live offseason report. That's coming up later tonight.
The season not too far away in October, early part of October for the Ducks.
Couple of seasons not too far away. Football starting.
Yes.
Hockey starting. NBA will be right around the corner, it seems like. Ricky Nolasco back out of the bump here to start the bottom of the 6th. Facing 4, 5, and 6. Zobrist, Russell, and Hayward. Those have action in their bullpen. Pitcher spot due up second for the 7th. Zobrist pulls him to Petit at second base. One down. Handles will be taking on the Seattle Mariners next week for a 4-game set. On Thursday, August 18th, fans in attendance will receive an exclusive Hello Kitty plush toy while supplies last. Go to angels.com/promotions to get your tickets today.
Know you were looking forward to that.
Good off-speed pitch.
He's really settled in really well in Nolasco, especially with the breaking ball. Keeping that front shoulder tucked in, creating deception. Another real good one there. He's had real good balance for the most part in this entire game over the pitching rubber. Good balance he has and working downhill.
Yes, he did. It looked like he went around. Hunter Wendelstedt brings him up. 2 down.
That's a great sequence, especially when you see a hitter struggling to be able to track breaking balls. Why not throw another one? And he did. A good slider to get a swing and miss for Ricky Nolasco. They crossed the plate on that sharp, quick breaking ball.
Hayward takes low. The right fielder 0 for 2. Fly out and a ground out. Two balls, no strikes. Hayward fouls it behind the plate. Soto will give it a look, but this one into the seats. Two on. Chop him. Right side. Nolasco off the mound. Takes it himself. Bobbles it, and everyone is safe. Hayward just did touch the bag in what should have been the 3rd out.
Nolasco did everything right except secure the baseball in the glove. So roller. That's the play as a pitcher. You take it yourself. Unable to secure the baseball. He's going to run to the base or apply a tag. Point. Hayward had still not touched the base. And quickly forget that one. Snowball into a run or two. Mistake to make on the mound. He's thrown the ball very, very well in this game. Ricky has.
So Wilson Contreras will bat with a man on. Contreras 0 for 2, twice flied out to right field.
careful in the first pitch if you throw fastball. Hayward with 8 stolen bases in 11 attempts. These are the times that you'll see a runner maybe trying to steal a base. It was a gift runner to begin with.
This is back up the middle, but with the shift on, the ball hits the second base umpire, Stu Sherwater, and everyone is safe.
And that's unfortunate too, because the team was playing exactly right there. See, he's located exactly where Petit is. That's going to be a routine play. Again, that's part of the rules. If it hits an umpire, it's a dead ball and an infield hit.
Not much you can do. Two outs, 2 on. Javier Baez up now. 0 for 2. Drove one deep to the wall his last time up. Takes ball 1. Caught the inside corner. Dylan Garrett's ready to go in the bullpen. Soshin chooses to bring him in. Love for he should have had this inning over with. That little dribbler up the first base line. 2 unusual plays, the error, that now the ball had hit the second base umpire, going as an infield base hit.
It's a big moment for Velasco and the Angels to get through this inning with no damage done. We're at that point of the game where we go really into the strength of the Chicago Cubs team. That bullpen. 101 pitches thrown for Velasco, 63 of them strikes. There's some serious power arms in the bullpen for the Cubs.
Two, and Baez goes down swinging. And we will head to the 7th. The Angels down 2-0. Second outing for Ricky Nolasco. Even though the Angels trail this one as we start the seventh, he'll be pinch hit for by the time he comes around. So take a look at the in-game box score. Angels have managed a total of 4 hits. Yunel Escobar has 2 of them. Trout a single and Simmons to the base hit, and that is all. Soto, the pitcher spot at Petite. Cliff Pennington's grabbed the bat. He'll bat for Nolasco.
'90th pitch for Hamill. Talked about what he normally would throw on the average, just under 87 pitches per outing. He's continued to work that outside corner with his slider and fastball, curveball too. Once again, paints the corner.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Soto with a ground out and a walk. He lifts this one out towards shallow right. Zobrist drifting out. Hayward calls him off. 1 down.
So far this year against Cubs pitching, the Angels only with 2 runs scored. This isn't in a 4th game.
Pennington got the start last night, went hitless. 236 average, a couple of doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. He's 0 for 3 as a pitch hitter so far.
.346 career hitter in this ballpark for Pennington.
Ground ball. Anthony Rizzo's got it. It's Hamill. 2 down. Brings up Petite.
Probably end up being his last batter either way.
Gregorio 0 for 2 tonight. Look at a strike. Hunter Wendelstedt has been a strike calling machine tonight. I mentioned how good that Hamill has been, especially of late. 98 pitches tonight, 64 strikes. 1-2.
That was a mistake right there. He got away with a curveball in the inner half of the plate. And he's been so consistent with everything away. Hitters start tracking away, and then he got away with a break ball inside. You see the frustration on that pitch, but still very good at 99 pitches. 6 2/3, 5 strikeouts. Great numbers at home. 6-1.
Retired 7 straight since giving up the single to Escobar. Gets Petite to foul it back.
It's kind of what he did that time back his first at bat. Some pitches in and that slider away. He'll try that slider away. Now at 100 pitches for Hamill.
And Gregorio go down swinging. Contreras completes a strikeout. The Angels down in order. Stretch job here at Wrigley. 2-0 Chicago. Seventh inning, Dale Esguerra's on a relief of Ricky Nolasco. Esguerra pitching in his 26th game this year. 2-0 mark at 2.78 ERA, 26 strikeouts, 2 walks, 35 in 2/3 innings. Starting in and out, who's in, who's out.
Solid job tonight by Ricky Nolasco. And speaking of being solid, Esguerra has been very good himself. 2.78 ERA. Fastball is going to be 89-92 range, but a very, very good changeup and slider.
Cliff Pennington stays in the game at second base. So Gregorio Petit is no longer in the game. The pitcher spot is in the 9 hole. Double switch. 9-1-2. Matt Caesar pinch hitting for the pitcher. He swings first pitch, pulls it foul.
Cape May, New Jersey. Football and baseball at Villanova.
.308 average with 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. That's a bunt that goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes. .12 for 35 as a pinch hitter this year. .02. Dirt. This was pulled foul. Cal remains at 0-2.
Sounded like he broke his bat.
Thought he did it in his first swing as well. Jason Hamill done, 101 pitches, 7 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 4 hits allowed.
Big number there for me is 11 ground ball outs for Hamill. Continues a great run he's had this season, especially here at Wrigley Field.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
There's that target that Giovanni Soto's setting, making sure that Garrett doesn't miss upstairs with his changeup. Wants that down below the knees, tapping the ground with his mitt.
This punches this one to right field. Cole comes in on it. 1 down.
Dexter Fowler coming to the plate. Their top tier play of the game brought to you by Arco in the 5th inning. Stayed back on that fastball well and shot it right down the left field line for an RBI double. Fowler picking up his 21st double, 37th RBI on a good swing multi-hit game here tonight for Fowler.
Single, a strikeout, a double for Fowler. He's ahead of the count at 2-0. Halos at the top of the order coming up in the 8th. Cubs have Pedro Strop getting ready. Good one. This one back toward the middle. Gary trying to go for the kick save, but Simmons has it. 2 down.
Back up the middle, tried to kick that baseball, but again, you always look back to see where your defenders are located and let everything go through, especially anything near Simmons. He's going to make that play. It's enough to not hit the foot.
As Bryant swinging and missing first pitch. One for 3. Double to the alley in left center field. That's one and only hit. That was at the 3rd. He scored the first run on the Rizzo infield base hit. This is outside. Couple of games being played that relate to the division. Texas leading Colorado 3-1. That game's in Arlington. That's the little home there. 2-2. This one's foul ball. Remember we talked about interleague play, since we are playing interleague play, and how sometimes it's because of the schedule and the inability to play everyone in the same division. You know, the Angels get the Dodgers every year for at least a 2-2, right? Regardless of what's going on. This year, the Angels and everybody in the West playing the Central, National League Central, but like we had the Dodgers this year, the Rangers play the Rockies at 2-2. I think that's where that weirdness comes in as far as it happens. It happens all the time. Every team, or there's always a team within a division that plays outside of that division in interleague play.
And it almost seems not fair. Especially when you have to deal with the Angels and the Dodgers every year.
And not specifically the Rockies and the Rangers, just in general. That is skied to center. Trout underneath it. Been busy tonight. Puts it away. A 1-2-3 inning for Garrett. We head to the 8th. Angels down 2-0.
Salvage a game here in Chicago, but right now find themselves down 2-0 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everyone. And following this one is Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Join myself, Jose Mona, of course, Tim Salmon for all the reaction. But right now, I want to tell you about a streak going on here at Wrigley Field. That's Gary Pressey behind me. He's been the organist here at Wrigley Field since 1987. That's almost 30 years. And recently, he played in his 2400th consecutive game. And to celebrate the occasion, he's saying, "Take me out to the ball game" during the 7th inning stretch. Actually, this is 24:04 here today. So, Gary, congratulations. Keep tickling the ivory. Keep the streak alive. And, fellas, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks a lot, French. As we start this 8th inning, the Angels trailing at 2-0. They've got to deal with imagine a couple fireballers here. Pedro Strop and then Aroldis Chapman. Strop pitching in his 50th game, 2-2 mark at 2.68 ERA, and the Angels have the top of the order coming up.
That's really cool. That long, that many games in a row. The sounds, organ at the ballpark, unbelievably cool.
Escobar 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Little dribbler up the third base line. That is going to go for an infield base hit. A 3-hit game for Escobar. We'll bring up Cole Calhoun.
Stroke a little bit of a limp as he's working his way back from the mound. Joe Maddon's going to go out, make sure this is not an official visit. Quickly gets off the mound, slides over.
Oh, mini collision there with Baez.
And an easier play for Baez to come in on that baseball. Long, difficult throw for a pitcher to get that baseball and throw across the diamond.
He's coming out.
Looks like he's going to.
Left knee or something. Keeps grabbing that left leg. Slide maybe.
And you see right there the way the leg turns as he got to there. And it looked like as he tried to walk around, it got worse for him. Left leg.
The Cubs will go to their bullpen here in the 8th inning. And we will reset. Travis Wood will have as much time as needed to get ready. A pitching change, injury change, 2-0. Angels after the game tonight, they will head to Cleveland and begin a 4-game series tomorrow night. 3 night games and then a day game on Sunday. Then it's a return to the Big A. Mariners in for 4, Yankees in for 3. Then it's back out on the road to Toronto and Detroit. Here we're in the top of the 8th inning. A field base hit by Yunel Escobar, putting a man on with nobody out, and Pedro Strop being taken out of the game with a left leg injury. So it's the left-hander Travis Wood now on in relief. Wood 3-0 and a 2.62 ERA. This will be his 55th game. 44 and 2/3 innings, 36 strikeouts, and 19 walks.
Well, he has been outstanding as far as hurting runners, preventing them from scoring. 90%. His fastball's 88 to 92. Slider, cut fastball, curveball, and changeup.
29-year-old left-hander, second-round pick by the Reds in 2005. Acquired in a deal. A Sean Marshall trade back in 2011. Let's go back and see the play that caused Strop to kind of go into a slide and hurt his left leg.
Yeah, I think he put a lot of the weight on that left leg right there. You see as he turns it, try to get up quickly, and right away you see the discomfort.
Or even as he
This
starts to
angle,
plant
really.
too, Gooby, as he comes up, pops up on the slide. Watch that spike.
As he lands all his weight on his ankle area and turning the knee at the same time. Wisely holds on to the baseball, especially when you don't have a lot underneath you to be able to throw that far to first base.
Call it to plate. He's 0 for 3. Couple of ground downs and a strikeout. He lines one out to left center field. That is a base hit, maybe more. It'll go to the wall. Escobar will head to third. Cole in at second with a double. And the Angels have runners at second and third with nobody out, and Trout coming up. And you figure that Madden is going to go back to the bullpen with two right-handers warming up.
Boy, what a perfect swing from Cole. He's had a couple good swings here at Wrigley Field. The fastball away, stayed with it, lines it into left center field. Picking up his 19th double for Cole Calhoun.
Here comes Joe. And that's going to be it for Travis Wood. One pitch appearance, a pitching change. 2-0 Chicago, but the Angels threatening here in the 8th. And the Angels down 2-0. Carl Edwards Jr. on in relief. Travis Wood. Edwards pitching in his 18th big league game this year. No record of 150 ERA. 25 strikeouts, 5 walks in 18 innings of work. He'll face Mike Trout, the tying run at second.
His fastball is 94 to 98. Solid curveball, occasional changeup.
Trout 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. No balls to the strike.
He was guessing first pitch fastball, got it. Mislocation by Edwards. Contreras was set up inside. That was away.
Oh, 1 off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Edwards, 24-year-old from Newberry, South Carolina. 48th round pick by the Texas Rangers out of high school in 2011. It came over to the Cubs in the Matt Garza trade. 1-1. Down low. 2-1 count. Albert Pujols on deck. The Cubs have Joe Smith getting ready in their pen.
Edwards throws 77% of his pitches are fastball. It should be a fastball here for Trout.
That's a breaking ball.
Trout was guessing fastball himself. That's a pretty good curveball.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Escobar at third, Calhoun at second. Trout checked his swing. No, he didn't. Jerry Lane rings him up. 1 down.
Pretty close. See if he crossed the plate, foot down, try to check that swing. Close enough to call.
Edwards stays in to face Pujols. Albert 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout when time is called. Albert fouls the first one. Kalos tonight 0 for 4 with men in scoring position. No balls, 2 strikes.
And this crowd is getting loud. Generally back in the day when the Cubs were struggling, even though they always drew very well here, they expected something bad to happen. Now they're just the opposite. On their feet looking for another strikeout. Albert trying to change that though.
Count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Escobar with an infield base hit to start the inning. Cole against Travis Wood shot a double to the alley in left center. Trout struck out for the first out. Now Albert in the hole here at 0-2. Pujols fouls it off. Keeps his at bat alive. He was fooled on the off speed.
That was pretty good just to stay alive in this at bat. A curveball located perfectly. We're just happy to be able to somehow foul that one off.
That's a tight curveball too. Wow. Edwards known as the string bean slinger.
He is thin. Saw him earlier today. What, 6'3", 170?
In the dirt, nice block by Contreras. Escobar's not going anywhere.
Oh, Contreras is solid behind the plate. Already seen that throwing arm by him. It's not an easy pitch to block. The spin of the breaking ball, how quickly he jumps up to be able to track down to see if Escobar would try to score.
1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one got by him. Unfortunately, hit a shin guard. Even Hunter Wendelstedt's shin guard.
That looked like it got him right on the foot. Shin guard, lower part of the cleat area. 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Andrelton Simmons is on deck. Another breaking ball. This one bouncing in front of the plate. Heck of a job by Contreras on the last 3 pitches. A full count.
Especially on a warm night here into the 8th inning. In front of the plate, that breaking ball. Solid technique as far as keeping that in front of him.
Payoff on the way. Albert shoots one back up the middle, hits the mound. Zobrist is there. They'll get the out, the run scores, and it's 2-1 Chicago.
That was hit very hard by Albert. With an RBI, but he thought tie ball game with that swing. And redirected just enough to allow Zobrist to get there in time to field that run scores, but easily 2 runs are going to score. Just to redirect enough where Zobrist was able to backhand and throw Albert at first. A big moment for Andrelton Simmons, who's been very good at this point of the game. .363 batting average, 7th inning on for Andrelton Simmons. It leads the majors in that category.
Albert picks up his 87th RBI. 2-1 Chicago in the 8th with 2 outs. Cole over 3rd. Swinging first pitch, little dribbler towards short. Halos are down here in the 8th. They get a run, but trailing 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. The 8th inning, we'll remind you that MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Unfortunately for the Angels, unable to just tie the score. Runners in 2nd and 3rd. And nobody out. They only get 1 out of it. So trailing by a run here at the bottom of the 8th. J.C. Ramirez is on a relief from Deola Scare. This will be his 21st game with the Angels. 1-0 mark. 2.70 ERA. Rizzo swinging first pitch. Dribbles one over to first. Albert taking himself. 1 down.
Albert still frustrated because that perfect swing he had doesn't redirect off and down towards Zobrist. We have a tie game.
And Zobrist 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs and a base on balls. Silver's backing out. That pitch was delivered, asking for time. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Again, home plate umpire doesn't have to give you timeout as a hitter. .98-mile-an-hour fastball with some movement for J.C. Ramirez. Pretty good sound. You can hear some sound on the catcher's mitt. Top of the 9th.
Zobrist pulls a foul. Count remains even at 2-2. Bears, they got into 1 game against the Cubs. Just remember the Reds. Ripped by Zobrist. Flair foul. That'll foul its place in the seats. Aroldis Chapman getting ready for the Cubs. Angels will have Choi, Soto, and Pennington due up 6, 7, 8. They'll face the fireballer.
Imagine Marte. He ready to pinch hit.
Zobrist yanks one down the right field line. That's hooked and foul. Not a play. We're going to start quickly with Ramirez on the mound.
It's a pretty good battle here. 9 pitches already in this at bat for Zobrist. This is Ramirez. A lot of fastballs.
Towards center. 2 down. Addison Russell coming to the plate. Takes a strike. One ball, 1 strikeout. Russell's 0 for 3. Foul tipped.
breaking ball here from Ramirez.
Center field, Joy back at the wall, and the Cubs get that run back. It's 3-1 Chicago. Russell with his 13th of the year, 68th RBI.
High, majestic home run by Russell. Stayed upper part of the strike zone, ran on the inner half. Quick through his hands to be able to drive that one out. A high fastball at 97. 13th home run, 68th RBI for Addison Russell.
It's a ground ball chopped over to Pennington. And the third out is recorded, but now it's a 2-run deficit as we head to the ninth, and Aroldis Chapman coming in, 3-1 Chicago. On a doubleheader starting with Andrew McCutchen and the Pirates taking on the Dodgers. Then Mike Trout and the Angels take on the American League Central leading Cleveland Indians in a game you can only see on FS1. The action begins at 12:30 Pacific on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
And that should be a good one there in Cleveland. Speaking of some good arms, we're going to see in Cleveland out of the rotation. Chapman on the mound here now for the Chicago Cubs. Average fastball this year. Average fastball, 100.2 miles per hour. Also will throw a slider and changeup.
Jet Bandy going to lead things off. Pinch hitting for G-Man Choi. Bandy hitting .281, 6 home runs and 20 runs batted in. First one. That's pulled away. They just flashed the 100 miles per hour up on the board. Slipped on that delivery. 2 balls, no strikes. Chapman, 28 years of age, and with Cuba, of course. Signing with the Cincinnati Reds.
15.1 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched in his career. Just looking down at that landing there, there's been 7 different pitchers in this game before he took the mound here tonight.
Two one. Fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball was traded twice in the last year. The Reds to the Yankees, and the Yankees moving to the Cubs on July 25th. 4-player deal. Pardon me, 5-player deal to include Chapman. Seventh game with the Cubs. Pandy fouls it back at a high fastball.
He had 103 and he was on that one.
Four-time All-Star. 38 saves in back-to-back seasons, 12 and 13, and then 36 in 2014. This year was a total combined of 23. 20 with the Yankees, 3 with Chicago. 2-2 again. Pandy goes down swinging. One down. That's underneath the hands. That's not fair.
No, after 103 upstairs, and then you go down lower part of the strike zone. How quickly this baseball is into that inside corner at 103 miles an hour. That's back to back at 103.
Giovanni Soto up. Take low. Soto 0 for 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Cliff Pennington on deck. Halos down 3-1 here tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes.
The Angels have a prospect in their minor league system. Even Middleton hit 102 the other day in AAA. This consistent 102, 103.
Two down. The Angels down to the last out.
Upstairs, above the strike zone, 103. You have to commit that swing a little early when you're trying to catch up to that gas.
Pennington spins around to hit from the right side against the Aroldis Chapman. He'll go for 1 as he grounded out. Late on the first pitch fastball.
2 for 2 in his career versus Chapman for Pennington. He's trying to get on base. From Marte to the plate. A very good fastball hitter.
Little flare down the left field line and toward the bullpen, and it goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Goes down swinging. The Angels drop the final game of this 2-game set by the final of 3-1.
Well, that fastball consistent this inning for Chapman. Cubs win once again. Another well-pitched game by the Chicago Cubs. Mr. Fowler with a big game himself, 2 hits. Big home run there by Addison Russell. Anytime you can add on there in the 8th to give your closer just a little bit more breathing room just in case he makes mistakes, important. But 3 strikeouts to finish it off for Chapman.
Jason Hamill picks up the win, his 12th of the season. Ricky Nolasco suffers a loss. He is now 0-1 with the Angels. And 4-9 of the season. And Chapman, of course, picks up his 4th save. 3-1 the final. The Angels will head to Cleveland beginning tomorrow night for a 4-game series. For more on that, stick around. The Angels Live postgame will wrap this one up and look ahead to the weekend series.